One of the issues that I run into in working with churches is the need to explore the spiritual life of the leaders. And that's really hard because a lot of leaders, pastors, really are resistant about being transparent about what's going on in their lives. They want to keep it private. And yet, I know that in building systems in a church, the foundation that we're building on is Jesus Christ and the transformational nature of the gospel. So it's really hard when I'm working with churches where people are putting up barriers and walls so that they don't have to deal with this area. Unfortunately, it can't be hidden. Some time ago, one of the churches that I was working with lost its pastor to a long term sin issue that finally came to the surface. And not only did it mess up his life and his ministry, it hurt the church really deeply. And I recognize that these kinds of issues can be dealt with long before they become a disaster. However, we have to be intentional about it. This is what I want you to hear from me today, that some of you that are listening to this may be really wrestling with stuff that's going on inside of your heart. And you don't know what to do with it. You're very faithful in your Bible study. You're very faithful in prayer. You do daily devotions. You spend time with God. And yet nothing that you're doing seems to stop you being drawn towards this addictive kind of sin that you think is hidden and hope that you're managing well. But at some point, I'm going to tell you that it will overwhelm you. And it will not only overwhelm you, but right now it's affecting your ability to lead your church spiritually. I'm not talking about results. You may be seeing people coming to faith and the church growing by leaps and bounds even. And a lot of people who admire you and love your preaching. And leaders who respect you very much. But at the same time, there is something that is growing in you right now that is spiritually affecting the church. It's not going to just affect it when you get to the end and it all blows up. It's affecting it now because we lead from the inside out. Everything that's in us that's not complete is right now affecting your ministry. And we know the verse, the heart is deceitful and wicked above all things. Who can know it? We say, well, I just don't know why I am trapped by this. I want to stop, but I don't know where this is coming from. That's a very important question that needs to be explored. Where is my addiction to this sin coming from? I know that it's growing in me, but where did it start? What's its genesis? What is it attached to within me? Because I certainly didn't come to faith in order to become addicted to, say, pornography or have an affair or embezzle money from the church or become an alcoholic or a gambler or any other kinds of devastating sins that when they come out will end our ministry time. One of the areas that I teach in the spiritual life is the Unfinished Business Seminar, where we bring people in and we walk them through where they were wounded in the past, what sin choices they made to comfort those wounds, which results in the outward symptoms and the addictions that eventually destroy their lives. Quite often when I come in and teach this in churches, the pastor's glad I've come. They want to bring all their broken people in to get this, but they don't want to deal with it themselves because they think they're above it. Their leaders often feel above it. Like, well, this is really great stuff. These are great truths, but I'm not going to go very deep in this myself because I don't need it. That's a trap and a lie. All of us need it. I needed it. And I want to encourage you that as you watch this video, that you go to my website at www.churchequippers.com and you go to the transformational area of my website and explore this, because I'll tell you right now that if you're on the edge, or even if you're not on the edge, this kind of training could really change the direction of your ministry and save you from destroying it someday.